Hello, in this video we will share with you an app that we've built on Iris Foundry. With Iris Foundry, it's possible to generate new applications very rapidly, leveraging generative AI and of course access to the Iris Foundry APIs. The data that we will be showing you is for refinery operations across 5 different refineries within an enterprise. The data comes from ERP systems, historians, and SAP systems for work orders. In this application, we're leveraging the data imported into Foundry to generate an interactive application using AI to gain insights on the fly. The first thing I'll show you is the executive summary. The executive summary shows action items and key charts that reflect current performance. Within the action items, we can expand and see all the critical issues, warning items, and informational items for the different refineries. For each one, we can view details of the item. For example, I have a crude to distillation unit pressure high issue. Let's go ahead and create a work order to handle and maintain this issue. Here we have recommended actions and root cause analysis. So let's create a work order. When we create a work order, we use generative AI to populate it. For example, I have perform inspection, replace faulty valves and instruments. I actually want to make sure the operator replaces the valve. So I'll add some context. Replace the valves regardless of their position. I'll ask AI to regenerate this work order. Now it's generated, and we can see the instruction says replace instead of inspect. At the bottom, it confirms replace valves per instruction. Now I can create the work order, assign it to an operator, and close the alert. It looks through the scheduler to find which operator is available at a given time. I'll select Robert to do the maintenance work. In addition to alerts, we can drill down into different KPIs such as throughput. I have a throughput trend versus efficiency chart. I can compare refinery efficiency. For example, the Singapore complex is not performing well compared to North Sea processing in Aberdeen, which is doing very well. We have a product mix analysis showing what kind of product we're creating: diesel, gasoline, jet fuel, or other products. We also have yield factors, unplanned downtime, planned downtime, utilization rate, and bottleneck analysis generated by AI based on the data. The same applies to gross margins, net profit margins, and utilization. We see the overall cost structure: feedstock, energy, labor, maintenance, alongside gross margins, production costs, and crack spread. Revenue versus cost analysis and profit per barrel help us decide when to produce more or where we are most efficient. There are descriptions of optimizations we can implement. We can view performance across all refineries. Besides the executive summary, we can go to the operations and maintenance section to see utilization rate, similar to the executive summary, but with more granular data. We can also see utilization versus capacity per refinery. For example, one site had only 35% utilization. That's a concern. We can easily see target versus actual energy utilization and downtime analysis like mean time to repair versus unplanned downtime. We want both low unplanned downtime and low mean time to repair. I can also go to my Copilot and ask, which plant has the worst unplanned downtime to mean time to repair ratio? The Copilot reviews all the information and reports that North Sea Processing has the worst ratio at 7.65% unplanned downtime. This Copilot is aware of all the data, so I can also ask, which is my most productive refinery and which one needs to be optimized? It confirms that North Sea Processing is the most productive, and the Singapore complex needs optimization. It's very easy to interact with the data and ask questions. Beyond the Copilot, we also have KPI performance analytics per plant. For example, maximize plant availability and preventive maintenance. Plant availability is at 83.2%, and we can drill down to see root causes and recommendations. We also have finance and margins, similar to what we saw in the executive summary: gross margin versus net profit and product cost. We can break down cost per barrel, see profitability trends, operational profit, ROI, OPEX versus CAPEX, and optimize based on this data. A cash flow forecast is also available, along with key financial ratios. Again, we can drill down into KPIs to see how different plants perform. Gulf Coast and Singapore complex are not as efficient as North Sea, Rotterdam, and Midwest. We can view additional gross margin data, profitability trends, and KPI optimizations recommended by AI. Next, beyond operations and finance, every enterprise is about its people. People and productivity analysis shows if staff are trained, wearing PPE, and compliant with regulations. It includes employee composition, full-time versus contractors, and attrition data. We have total headcount per refinery with an average of 800. We also track labor productivity, contractor ratio, and staff-to-contractor metrics. Shift utilization helps ensure employees are properly engaged. Our operation is 24/7, so it's important that staff rest as needed. Training compliance is good. Average productivity is moderate. LTI, lost time incidents, is concerning. We see shift utilization trends, currently around 90%. Safety performance, TRIR, isn't great, and lost time due to injury is increasing. So I'll ask my co-pilot, which plant needs more safety training? It checks incident data and flags North Sea as needing attention. Indeed, the TRIR is increasing significantly at North Sea. Rotterdam isn't doing great either. Gulf Coast appears to be the best. ESG and compliance are also important. Reducing CO2 and other harmful emissions, managing water usage, and ensuring heat recovery. For example, I have KPIs to reduce the carbon footprint, including flaring and venting. We can see how each plant is performing. Gulf Coast and Rotterdam are doing okay, but North Sea, Singapore, and Midwest need improvement. Methane leaks are a problem across the board, as is vent gas. This definitely needs attention. Currently, our ESG score is around 80%. Not great, not terrible, there's work to be done. Compliance is at 88.7% overall. Rotterdam is a bit low, but still above 80%. We also track emissions versus flaring, water management, and safety incidents, making sure our people stay safe and healthy. The last thing I'll show you is market trends. When producing or refining crude oil, we want to act when product prices are high and crude prices are low. We have a chart showing the relationship between product and crude prices, which helps identify optimal timing for refining and procurement. What if scenarios help too? For example, if the barrel of oil goes to $80, what's the projected crack spread? At $70? The optimal value is $100. If oil is $100, our crack spread is projected at 24.6, so that's a good time to operate. This is all powered by AI. We also have a turnaround planning tracker to monitor progress and ensure the refinery is operating well. The build was rapid, and we were able to deliver it to our customer very quickly.